Okay, we can finally say it. Today, a new Juventus is born. And today, that new Juventus has been explained to us. They shared it with us publicly. And I couldn't wait to listen to Damien Comolli. It was already a few days that I couldn't wait for him to kick off that new Juventus. Because for me, it was important to find stability, to understand a vision that then later, through that channel, I was able to explain you. And then day by day, going and understanding if the words that he was using today, the vision, the structure, the ideas, the promises that he made, if they are maintained or not. Of course, you will tell me, Beppe, yes, beautiful, enthusiasm, great, fantastic. Words are words, blah, 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 blah. Only the facts, only time will tell us if what we heard today was something that will work. That's something that we cannot give today as an answer. Only future will tell us. But I can tell you honestly that I enjoyed what Damien Comolli was explaining about today, how he was speaking about Juventus, how he was speaking and explaining us that vision. I really enjoyed. Today gave me something important, the confidence to give him a hand to him, another hand to Giorgio Chiellini, and together with the three of us going towards building that new Juventus. Of course, I will not do a lot. I will only explain you, and that's what I will do in today's video, trying to recap that 45 minutes long press conference. No, I will not be that long. No, I will not go towards all the things that he said, but I made a beautiful, I think, recap to share you the most important, the most impactful things. So if you're ready, Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Support the channel with a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment. Let me know your first impression about Damien Comolli. I enjoyed the voice that he was using, how he explained the vision, the idea of that structure, how they built around it. There is something that I really enjoyed, and it's called a football strategy committee. I will come back on that because this is, according to me, extremely important in the new vision of Juventus, how Juventus will work. I will explain you all of that. Ragazzi, before speaking about Damien Comolli and something that he said immediately, and he answered my first question immediately. Before that, I want to go towards the words of Scannavino, the CEO of Juventus that was there and took the word to present Damien. Well, the first word, super important. He said, we significantly improved in terms of sustainability despite early exit in some competition like the Champions League, like the Coppa Italia. In this optic, Damien Comolli and Giorgio Chiellini are part of that new sporting structure to put a more important focus and increase the competitiveness aspect and sporting performances on the field. Guys, we could already close here the press conference. We could already close the recap of today because Scannavino said everything. He explained us the past, he explains us the present and the future, telling us, of course, sustainability because he's the man of the money, CEO of Juve, that we already did a beautiful work on that part, which means there is some money. You want an answer? There is some money. Now, if we knew that that first phase was legal and financial, these were the men. The second phase was a man only, Cristiano Giuntoli, to take part or to take care of the sporting side. They understood that it didn't work with one man only. Now we go towards something else, a new structure that needs, and pay attention to these words, to put a more important focus on the sporting side, to increase the competitive aspects and the sporting performance. So what he told us today, these men there, they are there for one thing, the field, the performances, the results. And I feel already reassured with that vision. Then, of course, again, I will repeat it every single time. In 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, we will be here in telling us, did it work or did it not work? What about Damien Comolli? Well, transparent, really. Sense of humor in a lot of things. Straight to the point. He didn't dribble questions, also difficult one, like the one of the Dusan Vlahovic. He explained us the structure, and that was extremely fundamental to me. Clear ideas in mind, even if we Juventini, we are doubting about it. If we don't see, we don't believe. Well, he told us today that the ideas are clear. Then he will take time, no rush, patient to take the right choice at the right moment. Better waiting a bit than going rushing to actually fulfill this position with people that at the moment they are not 100% sure of. He said one thing sure. We don't want to speak about Mercato. I don't want to speak about Mercato. I want to be honest. I want to be transparent. You can tell me everything that you want. not about Mercato. Mercato is confidential. Then he told us as well that he doesn't want to make fake promises, no lies. When he's telling us, my obsession is to do everything to win. He didn't promise today that Juventus will win. He didn't say that we will win the Club World Cup, that we will win the Scudetto 25-26 or the next one. Then he details, he explains, but the obsession is to make Juventus win. That's the obsession that he has, and I love when we have an obsession to win. Do you remember the last press conference when we heard the word obsession and we were absolutely not happy? The last one of, it was before Riyadh, before that Supercoppa of Thiago Motta. Look at the difference. My obsession is try to make Juventus win. Win, a word that is really familiar to Juventini. He said, we are paid to offer emotions. First out when I wake up. And that's where he goes towards us, the Tifosi. He wants to speak to us. He did it a few times, but there when he says, I know that we are paid to offer emotions. No, we are not paid for the books, the accountants, the legal, the off the field. I know that our primary mission is to offer emotions. And who is taking care of emotion? Who wants emotion? It's not Scalavino, it's not Ferrero. It's us, the Tifosi. We want emotion, beautiful emotions, of course. Then he said also, pay attention, we cannot make decisions based on emotions. We need to be rational on these ones. And that's where data enters. Because data, that's also why I have been hired. I know the experience I have with data since 25, 30 years of football. So when people are contacting me, when people are hiring me, it's also for that. So yes, I will enter data in football. My obsession is to win, he repeats, and to improve every day, also through data. And he didn't want, and that's important because people are scared about that Moneyball. Made a joke about that. I am friend with Moneyball, not Brad Pitt, but the real one, because he knows he's a big fan of baseball, etc., etc. But he said, I don't want to deflect the Juve DNA. That's something that we need to respect, to give continuity of the values of Juve. But of course, if I'm able to reinforce it, I will do it. Beautiful. So what did he start with? How did he answer my question? That's what you will find on the thumbnail. I had one question. What was my question? I want Damien Comolli to go there and before saying bonjour, buongiorno, good morning, whatever language, I want that he tell us if Igor Tudor is the coach of Juventus or not. We can debate. It's an open debate and Tudor will be judged game after game after game. Correctly so, because he's not anymore a caretaker. Now he's Juventus coach for season 25-26, not only the Club World Cup. So now he will be judged like every single coach that we judged on the bench. But I wanted that they told us, we believe in the guy, we want to continue with him. And that's what he said immediately. He says, I'm here, understanding that it's a privilege to be at Juventus as a general director, one of the biggest clubs of the world without any doubt. I want to confirm Igor Tudor, that will be our coach, not only for the Club World Cup, for the season. We are already working together. I know about all the voices that are circulating because we are a big club, but Tudor is our coach for the season 25-26, and I hope for longer. He said also that he spoke to him when they met, remembering when they played Marseille against Toulouse. Remember? Marseille won twice, and he said the words that I told him were, what an intensive team, intensity, physical and mental tenure of that team were things that really impressed me when he was at Marseille, that Marseille wanted to keep him. At the end, it didn't happen. But he said, I spoke with him. I know him. We already spoke when we were in France. Today, he's telling me, okay, we know where we are going. Is it the right path? Is it the wrong path? Again, we will discover it, but at least we know where we are going. The voices about Spalletti, about Mancini, about Pioli, about Marco Silva, or whatever, gone. It's over. Now the papers, Gazzetta dello Sport, Tutto Sport, they need to focus on one name. It's Igor Tudor. Think about the players now. Invent players if you want. But now it's over to speak about the coach, even if we don't do well at the Club World Cup, because Igor Tudor will be our coach, and I'm extremely happy about that. Then he continues, speaking about Chiellini, head of football strategy, saying, we will work together on different aspects. The football side, yes, but also the commercial side and the marketing side. He will represent Juve in ECA, so UEFA. He will also represent Juve in La Lega, so it will Giorgio Chiellini that will continue a bit the mission that he already started last year working under Francesco Calvo, so continuing with these kind of jobs. But also his brother is kind of involved because he's really interesting in the youth. Don't forget, Damien Comolli is not only responsible for the first team, but for all the men team. He also spoke about the women team. His wish is that now we have one thing to do, is winning the Champions League with the women. Beautiful words also, because he's really passionate about that, something that I anticipate you in the video that I made, and also about the youth. He says his brother is involved regarding the youth. We spoke, we help each other, it's important. But with Giorgio Chiellini, we will switch from one topic to another, and he will always be there. What is important to me is that Damien Comolli doesn't arrive as a cowboy. I will change Juventus. If we do that, if he believes that he can do that, we are wrong. He will be wrong, and we will go towards the wall. Giorgio Chiellini is a fantastic, beautiful asset to have in your team because of his legendary career with Juve. He was there in difficult times. He was there in fantastic times, unmatched, beautiful times. He was there also at the end of the cycle. So he was there at the end, the beginning, the peak, downfall, the end of the cycle. So he has been there since long, and he will be extremely important. He said, and that's, according to me, one of the 2-3 key elements of this press conference, we created the football strategy committee from youth to senior team. So there will be some people that will enter in that football strategy committee, himself, Giorgio Chiellini, and then a few other people that I will explain you later. What will that football strategy committee will be? It will be a committee at Juventus in La Continassa, where probably once a month they will sit together and they will speak. I spotted that player. The other one said, I saw these kind of things during the training sessions, during the games. We can go towards that one. We have a vision. Damien Comolli will say this. Giorgio Chiellini will say, yes, I like. Why not? But pay attention, because this is not really Juve, because that's the mission of Giorgio Chiellini, working on the commercial side, the marketing side, the football side, the strategy of football. But don't forget, his big mission, as explained in that intro letter, will be the one that will be warrant of that Juventinità, sharing that Juve feeling. What is Juve? So I don't expect a lot of old faces to integrate that team that needs to be fulfilled of Juve. I think that we will have new people, but the one that will really make sure that we continue with that Juve DNA to explain, to say, oh, we are going a bit too far. This is not really Juve, that will be Giorgio Chiellini in these kind of monthly, maybe 2 bi-weekly meetings. So he said the structure is, I'm there, general director. We have Giorgio Chiellini, head of football strategy, and we have 2 roles that we just created, the sporting director and the technical director. What needs a sporting director to do? It's player trading, it's mercato, it's transfers, it's scouting, it's looking for players, checking data, understanding, going, seeing him in real life. If we have a few players now from the list of 100 players, going there, meeting the family, the environment, the player, the environment where we grew up, understanding if these are the right players. Mercato will be that sporting director role. And then a technical role that will not take care of Mercato, but one that will live the day-to-day management of the locker rooms, understanding what is really the atmosphere, the environment. Is a Thiago Motta, for example, last season, losing the locker room? Attenzione, alarm bell. What are the team performances? Analyzing them, because analytics will be an important role of that technical director. Medical, what about the injuries? How is the performance about that, the medical side? Too long injuries, why are players injured? What can we improve there? So it will be one that will really manage that day-to-day. Will not be the coach, he will not be the head of J Medical, he will not be a player that people that will just go around and seeing, it's fine today, it's beautiful weather in Torino. No. He will be there working, reporting to Damien Comolli what he sees, and that will be a super important role also, to be there, the link between an Igor Tudor that needs to focus on his team on the field and high management. So I love it. The names, he said, look, I have no names, or I will not tell you names at the moment. I have a clear profile of what I want also, because I know these roles extremely well. That structure has been approved by everyone at Juventus. So when we hear, and we come back to the words of Scannavino in the beginning of the meeting, where he said clearly, put a more important focus and increase the competitive aspects and sporting performance of the field, you see that the structure that is not yet fulfilled, well, it is based and studied to have people, more people, not one man only, that are taking care of all the different aspects. And that's something that really reassures me. I promise you, it really reassures me that we have that vision. Of course, there is no rush. That's what he said. It could be that the names of these persons, they arrive tomorrow. It can be that they arrive in September. My hope is to have them before the big mercato to start, but wait for that one. He spoke about Comolli, that he said we already spoke with Paris Saint-Germain. We have an agreement. He will be with us for the Club World Cup, something that we already knew because Comolli already spoiled it. And then he said, but I feel positive that for the season 25-26 we can continue with him, even if it's not a done deal yet. So at least we have one objective of Damien Comolli, that is to permanently make Comolli a player for 25-26. He told about Platini that he loved, about Trapattoni, because he said, I never idolized big players but coaches, and my favorite coach in the past was Trapattoni. But pay attention, I was not a Juve fan. I don't want to be here kissing the badge, telling you I was a Juventino as a kid, because it's not true. So I appreciated also that beautiful sincerity. Could have been there saying, in France I was for that team, I don't know why. While in Italy I always liked a bit more Juve. No, it's not true. He said, I was not a Juve fan. I liked sincerity, transparency. What is the objective? Important, he said. Doing everything to win. It's not a guarantee, because you can always have everything that comes in football. Bad luck, an injury, you have this, you have a red card, the opponent, they found a strategy, you never know. But there is one thing that is important. We must excel in what we can control. Control the controllables. Control the controllables. What you can do it, there you need to be the top of the top of the top. And trying to win is my obsession. He also spoke about Dusan Vlahovic, telling us, straight to the point. Guys, top player. Yes, we spoke already. And we will continue to speak, but now we need to understand. We will continue to speak when he will come back from the national team, to understand what he has in mind. The salary, the vision, also the physical state, how he's feeling also at the club. I really enjoyed that press conference of Damien Comolli today. So if you want to take takeaways from what we heard today, clear vision that still needs to be fulfilled, okay? It's a boss. When he says at a certain moment, guys, you will hear me, you will see me a lot of time, he's telling us, I'm not hiding. I'm there. I will put my face on it. That's something that you need to take. That we have a real, huge sporting management. Not too many people, but clear roles to define it, to work together. I really like. Again, words are beautiful. Strategy is beautiful. And then we will see. But we'll do it together. As I told you, I give the hand today to Damien Comolli. I give my other hand to Giorgio Chiellini, because I need Giorgio Chiellini to reassure me, to be sure that we are not supporting whatever team, that it's still Juve that we are supporting, even with data, because data, he said it, don't be scared about data. Data and football, they live together. They live together since ever. He didn't say that, but I tell you, Arne Slot from Liverpool has been chosen through data. Pay attention to data. So data will be important, will help us, but it's not only data, it's not only Moneyball. So pay attention also for that. It's important, but I want to give them both the hand and continue. And I hope that you will also give me the hand for a beautiful season that could potentially start with a big, beautiful surprise. A really beautiful surprise that if you continue to follow the channel and putting maximum of like and subscribing, I will tell you in the next few hours, in the next few days. Grazie, forza, Juve.